Hey there. Go ahead and grab a chair, a cold one, sit back, and relax. This is the Fireside Chat-Off.
Welcome in to another Fireside Chat-Off. Make sure you grab that cold one, settle down, and let's have a discussion. Dinho, welcome. How are you doing this week?
I am doing very well. Lack of news, but still well overall.
News. Who needs news anymore?
I know, right? Definitely
And
not everyone.
Dinho and I are flying solo this week. Astro is still currently being held for ransom. We may decide to pay to get him back, but I mean, I think we're doing pretty good without him. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I think we're good. Maybe Matthew can jump in at some point.
Yeah.
But well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So this week's chat talk actually came from me. So we kind of been talking a little bit that our gameplay's down. So it got me kind of thinking, and I kind of put out a call to the people. So the thought process is it bad for the game after constant events, pretty much the last 6 months, to have such a long break? Yes, we've had GoFest, but those aren't for everyone. Not everyone's getting to play at those, so it's hard to count those as interruptions to the lull. Is this needed? Is it a welcome break from the FOMO? What are trainers feeling? So before we hop into some of what we heard from our listeners, Dinho, what do you think? Do you think this break has been good? Is it causing you not to love the game as much? How are you feeling here?
You know what's crazy? I was gonna go with like sort of like a negative outlook to this week's chat talk. Because I was like, oh, I'm not really playing too much. I am kind of like my desire to play has gone like super low in terms of like actually catching, spinning, actually going to grind. PvP is always going to be there. I'm not going to go away from that. But then after you read the part of like taking a break from the FOMO feeling, how much money have people have been spending? Like it's kind of a break from your bank, right? Like your bank is getting a break. And you ask that or put it that way, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense, and I kind of don't mind it in that regards, because once Dialga comes out, best believe that I'm gonna be spending a lot of money to get that thing to level 50. So it's actually, now that it's put that way, I kind of get it, and I don't mind it.
Yeah, that's exactly like I initially when I posed this, I was in a bad place with the game. I tried to go out and grind a couple times and just went out for like 20 minutes. It's like I don't want to do it. It's not motivating right now. But that's actually good for me because overall, the last it has really been 6 months. There's been an event almost every single week, and I have been going constantly, and that leads to burnout. FOMO is a great motivation. We talked about that during the Super Show, but it's also can lead to burnout of the game. So I think this lull is actually welcome, believe it or not.
I agree.
It shocked me that I come to that conclusion after really stopping and thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, especially after last week's episode, like I was just all against it, and then once it's put in a different way, and that's in terms of like you're actually kind of like saving money for the next event, or maybe they're just gonna have like a 3 week pause, and then they're gonna have like all events the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I will say it's also it's good for my personal play, but as a content creator, it is awful. We have been clawing to find things to talk about. So that side of it actually is kind of rough, and I know some of the other podcasts are filming it. Like if you look at all the links of the recordings across the board, most people's episodes are down a little bit.
Exactly.
So that part kind of sucks. But you know what? Even as a content creator, we need a break sometimes. So hey, I'll take it. But we didn't just want Dinho's and I's opinion. We put out the call in our Discord and on Twitter. We had some folks actually respond. So we're going to actually go through every single one of these and see what they say and, respond to them. So first off, I want to jump over to Twitter first. We had ISO33 said, I'm enjoying it. Definitely makes it better. The season spawns are really good in my opinion. Dinho, anything to say there?
I agree because with the what was it with the TCG event, a lot of people were like upset that it was the same thing over and over again. Me personally, again, I don't mind the starters because I love Kanto, but I get why people would be upset about it. It's kind of annoying. I felt that way with other events where actually people didn't mind it, and I hated it. So yeah, actually, with what he's saying, it's actually true. And funny enough, like even that being true, people are still like not motivated to play as much.
I have caught 3G Fisk in the last
That's what I'm
week.
saying. Like I think I caught some,
and every time I see one, I'm excited. Like I literally was about to walk out of a store, seen one spawn. I had my kid with me and the wife with me, so I couldn't turn around and go back.
Right.
I literally handed my phone to my wife and said, "I'm going to drive back by the store. There's this thing that looks like a bear trap. Click on it and catch it for me." To which she literally huffed and rolled her eyes and said, "Fine," and did it for me. But I was excited about that. And during constant events, I don't get that feeling.
Yeah, exactly. I've caught a dupe hider, 2 of them. I mean, like, dude, it's just like you're catching actual, relevant. But even with that being said, you're still, you still get that feeling of that you don't want to go grind because
you don't know what's going to spawn. Like you know what could spawn, but you don't know what is spawning.
And exactly, and there's no bonus either because it's not an event. So I guess I get it, and honestly, I get both
Dinho,
sides of it.
have you had a wild Metagross spawn yet?
I have not.
I caught a wild Metagross at my house.
Okay.
On Saturday night.
I'm trying to think like the craziest.
I would have never seen it had I not been setting up to stream. Because I wouldn't have bothered launching the game.
Exactly. That's crazy.
That's the good side, bad side. Like normally during an event, I'm going to check my phone at least once an hour to just see what my refreshed spawns are for the event. During vanilla spawns, I don't feel the pressure to check every hour.
That's fair. So, I mean, because you just never know, like the pool of like spawns that could happen. Like you just don't know what to expect.
Yeah. So up next we have Shadow Prime 34 from Roundtable Chatok says, "I don't mind it. Some of the vanilla spawns are pretty cool to encounter. I caught 3 wild Drapions, a Swampert, and 2 Quagsires. But it's also nice to take a break from the FOMO." Yet again, that same feedback. It's nice to take a break.
We're actually getting more positive feedback on the actual break of this versus what I initially thought.
I'm really surprised, but I come back to that take a break. And I think this was something that I think Ken mentioned during the Super Show, that it can almost feel overwhelming with the constant events. And the lull is kind of nice. And it also has seemed like the community has lulled a little bit as well, which is a little scary. But I think once we start to get that hype up of those events, especially that mystery event we revealed on the show tonight, holy cow, you guys, you definitely need to check that out.
Yep, exactly.
But also those wild spawns, 3 wild Drapion.
That's insane spawns. A Swampert, Quagsire.
I caught 2 Swamperts actually.
I mean, the craziest thing I've caught so far since the event ended was Hitmonchan, and that's it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's bad.
Potsy1 Kenobi said, "We had Dino Community Day makeup today, so it doesn't feel that long." I had to reply thank you to our alpha testers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who I was listening to, which podcast, but someone's like, "Oh yeah, the alpha testers in Australia and the beta testers in Europe make sure the game is good for us American players." And I hate how true that is.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man,
thank you,
this
alpha
must-
testers.
Damn.
Up next, Smiley561 said, "Yup, I was at Disney this weekend and I actually had fun with my family instead of trying to catch Pokemon." But you were at Disney, so why wasn't your gotcha running?
He probably was.
It probably
because-
was, but
yeah, he probably was.
it is a good point. Like, I will say, when I was at Disney's actually, for those that don't know, an amazing place to play Pokemon.
Oh my god.
There are
yes.
spawns everywhere, stops everywhere, and to not feel that pressure to check out the events or check out what's going on because you may miss something or there's an awesome raid boss is kind of freeing. And I will say I found myself just not launching Pokemon Go and just being more present in the moments this past couple weeks.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Matthew Braeker, of course, had to respond to Smiley saying, "Fun with family. There's life besides Pokemon." We got to get him some help, y'all.
I know, right?
Okay, I think that was all the feedback that we had on it. So, as always, y'all, if you want to give us feedback on the show, you want to be part of the show, if you haven't noticed, we read everything we get. So, you can always get us the feedback in the Discord. There's a podcast feedback section. The You Want Answers section also is a good place. You can tweet at us. You can email us, info@btwpvp.com. You can also send a question or feedback in through our website, btwpvp.com. Those are all great ways. With that, I think it's a shorter chat talk, but a really important discussion point this week.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Thank you guys for joining us. Dinho, thank you for being here. With that, another fireside chat talk has come and gone. Until next time, good night, good luck, and get good.
Thank you for listening to the Fireside Chat-Ot, and until next time, good luck and get good.